Will you all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight to the town board meeting. Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Cook?
Here.
Mr. Adriano?
Here.
Mr. Rogan?
Here.
Ms. Smith? Here. Mr. Williams?
Here. Would somebody like to make a motion on the reports?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the code compliance report for December, code enforcement report for December, and the dog control officer report for December. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion on the supervisor's report for November?
I'll make a motion to approve the supervisor's reports for November. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion on the minutes?
Make a motion we approve the bid opening minutes for the prosecutorial services dated December 28th, 2018, the bid opening minutes for the floating dock system dated January 7th, 2019, the organizational meeting minutes of January 2nd, 2019, the town board budget meeting minutes September 24th, 2018, and the town board meeting minutes from December 12th and December 26th, 2018. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Sorry.
That's a lot of meetings.
We've been together a
Fell
while.
asleep.
We have been. Can I get someone to audit the bills?
I will make a motion the town board approve abstract number 24 dated December 28th, 2018 in the amount of $98,945.61. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Dan Duriano, you are up.
All right, first item on my agenda is the resolution for Route 22. So a little background on this. I brought this issue up at the Putnam Traffic Safety Board meeting about a year or so ago. I identified a area of Route 22 just north of Watchtower up to about the bank, Putnam County National Bank, as a traffic safety problem. Since I moved up here, I noticed there's been a few fatalities. There was a fatality a few years ago, was the most recent one. And that's really kind of sparked my interest in kind of looking at that area. And every time I went through there, the speed limit's 55 in that area, and it doesn't slow down until you get to like the bank, and then it goes to a speed zone, and you can pass. You're allowed to pass in that area. So I've seen a lot of close calls, and so I brought it up at the Traffic Safety Board meeting, and the state said they would look at it and come up with some ideas with us. So I brought it to the attention for the town supervisor, and just to find out that he also had concerns about that area and was already had some options we were looking at. So the state said just if you write a letter requesting to meet, we'll come and meet. So Rich and I met with 3 members of the DOT last week and had a nice conversation with a couple of different traffic safety issues around the town. But in regarding this specifically, there's actually a couple components that we requested to them. One was kind of expensive, and where Rich is working on going through the right channels and maybe getting some funding and getting some movement on that. But something we could do in the meantime, we asked them at least if they could reduce the speed limit before that area, back right, or just a little before Rocco's, bring the speed zone down to that area, and then restrict the passing in that area. So I have a resolution tonight that I want to introduce that states all that requests to lower the speed limit in that area and restrict the passing. So I'd like to make a motion to.
Can I
Yes.
mention one thing?
Do you want to let him introduce
Yes.
it? We'll do a second, then we can open it for discussion.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve this resolution as read. So moved.
Second for discussion.
Okay, based on this and a little bit of a conversation we had last meeting, I drove up and down, and I noticed that if you're in Brewster, it's 45 the most. You hit Donsburg Road, if you're coming north, just before it, there's one sign that says 55. And you go all the way up to Thunder Ridge, and what's the road going up?
Bigger
this-
Hill, Thunder Ridge.
There's Thunder Ridge Road on the south and Birch Hill Road on the
Birch Hill.
north.
Just before you get to Birch Hill, you get the sign that says speed
Speed
zone
zone,
or something.
yeah.
And then it drops to 45.
Right.
If you're going south, there's one sign somewhere just before, no, right around Acme, I think it is there, that shopping center. It says 55. And you go all the way down to Donsburg Road. There's no other signs. So if you're coming off of any streets, you don't know what the speed limit is. Okay, between Donsburg and, we'll say, 311. So I think that if you're gonna have any more conversations with DOT, that whole stretch it doesn't make sense why, if you're in Brewster, you're driving 45, you go up to 55 through Patterson, and then you go down, once you hit Pauling,
Yeah.
back to 45. So I just had the opportunity today to drive it. so-
Just for the record, the 45 actually starts about south of Route 311 at the Putnam County National Bank. That's the speed zone sign.
Yes, in that area, okay, general area. But I mean, the whole thing should be looked at, not just
Yeah.
And
Rocco's.
I think that's the
Thunder
intent of what we're doing
Okay.
here tonight.
Ridge. Okay, good. I didn't,
Yeah, I would like to thank Councilman D'Andriano for bringing this forward. Also, at the same time, I would like to thank Councilwoman Smith. We also talked with the DOT about the bridges on 164, and they are going to be looking at that as well. So, they didn't require a resolution for that, but this they did.
Next time.
great, I wasn't sure what these markers, where they were, but,
The little green squares.
oh, I know what they are, I wasn't
Okay.
sure where these guys were located. And the idea is that it just hit me, like you say, all of a sudden it hits you, that,
Yeah.
hey, why is it 45 here, 55 and 45? There's a lot of do not pass signs.
Yeah.
But if you're coming north, any of those side streets, you get on 22, you don't know what the speed limit is coming south, you don't know. 164, you come off at 164, you don't.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
We also have, we have Clancy there, and they're expanding, so
Yes.
there's gonna be more
Yes.
traffic coming in and out.
Those are big trucks.
And the horse place right there too.
Northeast Equestrian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Equine.
Equine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, second item I have is the Alpine Water District. So as we brought up in the past meetings, we've had numerous issues with the operation of the water treatment plant there. So we have, we're gonna put it out to bid for the operations going forward. So we have an RFP here. So I'd like to make a motion for the town clerk to advertise bids on the operation of the water treatment plant. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Antoinette, I keep forgetting to check the dates with you. Are you okay with these dates?
Well, I don't know, I have to look at my calendar.
All right, I'll discuss it further with you tomorrow. All in favor?
Aye.
That's all I have.
Okay, Charles.
Next, we have Jack and Jill subdivision, that's on 350 Cushman Road, and we have a request from the planning board. They're recommending that the town board grant a variance pursuant to 13853 of the town code, variance from standards. They're recommending a town board grant the variance for the standards of having maximum lot sizes, etc. So I'll make a motion to request the town clerk to set a public hearing for January 23rd for discussion on the town board, the planning board's recommendation relative to the Jack and Jill subdivision application. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have contract with SDG Systems Development Group. This relates to software and, what's the other thing here? Software support, software licensing and software support in the assessor's office. And this calls for an annual fee of $1,200 for software licensing and hosting support. And then rate for software support is currently $125 an hour. This rate is reduced to an annual charge for support when the town accepts this plan. Okay, so I will make a motion that the town board approve this agreement with Systems Development Group as for the year from January 1st, December 31st, 2019, in the proposal dated 12/31/18 from SDG. So moved.
Second.
The amount on this is $1,200. All in favor?
Aye. That's it.
Okay, next item we have is a request for needed repairs to our wastewater treatment plant in regard to a variable speed driver, which is a very important component for the operation of that plant. This is a proprietary unit, so it's a single source situation. So we're not in a position where we would normally get 3 bids because we wouldn't have 3 bidders. We have the unit manufactured by Allen and Bradley. It's a PowerFlex 700. Sounds like a spaceship, but so we have a quote from Turtle and Hughes Inc. for an amount of $3,880.71. Rich, the one question I have is, your memo states that there may be additional charges for installation, et cetera. Do you want an additional amount approved to cover that, or will we deal with those issues?
We will deal with them as they come up.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve the quote from T&H and Newburgh, which is Turtle and Hughes Inc., for the new variable speed driver for the wastewater treatment plant for an amount of $3,880.71. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And also relating to our wastewater treatment plant at the Patterson, Cornwall Hill Road location, we have maintenance that needs to be done from time to time. We have a quote from Fred Cook Jr. Inc., and this relates to basically cleaning of the sludge in the sewage treatment, or the pump stations rather, in the sewage treatment plant. This involves some pretty complicated work and equipment that not many people have. So there's things like renting a Vactor jet rotor piece of equipment, and tanker trucks, and also confined space entry, which if anyone knows, that's something that's very specialized. Going down into these systems, you need to have specific equipment and backup with potential emergency rescue support. And I'm thinking that this is something our EMS administrator will want to know the day they're doing this, to just be aware, so that you're kind of on a standby that there's a potential confined space entry going on.
Actually, we have to notify the Patterson Fire Department.
Okay, well, we would like,
We'll be on standby too.
great. And so this is also somewhat of a single source type of bid, so I'll make a motion to approve the quote for Fred Cook for an amount not to exceed $6,045 to do this work on the Patterson wastewater treatment plant. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Uncle Fred says thanks.
Yeah. Next up, we have good news. We have new members for each of our fire departments. First off, Patterson Fire Department number 1 requests the approval of Francis McDonough, 192 Denton Lake Road in Holmes, and Neftali Febo of 95 South Quaker Hill Road, Patterson, to be included as members, effective immediately. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And also Putnam Lake Fire Department requests the approval of Daniel J. O'Connell of 4 Summit Road, Patterson, New York, also effective immediately. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. First on my agenda is a proposal to relocate the fuel oil tank in the Harvey House. The oil tank is located in the basement.
It is located directly over the top of the sump that is in the basement to drain it out. Not a good place to have a fuel oil tank. So we've gotten a number of prices, and the low price was Mirabito Energy for an amount of $1,015, and I'd like to move this to approve Mirabito Energy to relocate the oil tank to a safer location in the basement. We're going to be putting it in an entirely different room.
Second, for discussion?
Go ahead.
The question is, we're relocating the existing tank. Do you know how old the existing tank
They're
is?
relatively new and in good shape.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, next on my agenda is something we've talked about before. We have down at the end of Front Street where it intersects West Street, Marble Quarry Lane, which goes down into our environmental park. It's an unguarded crossing. The DOT and Metro North are willing to spend money on improving the safety of that intersection, but we need to petition the commissioner somehow. In the past, the DOT classified that road as a private driveway and not a public thoroughfare. So we have a resolution here authorizing the supervisor to petition the commissioner of the DOT to change the designation on Marble Quarry Lane. I'd like to introduce this resolution, ask that it be read into the minutes as though read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And somehow I ended up with budget transfers today, so we have 3 budget transfers for 2018. Budget transfer request number 56, which is transferring funds from building contractual for the recreation center to buildings, light and power. This has to do with the NYSEG bill. Budget request number 57, which is again transferring funds from water administration contractual to source of power contractual for the Dorset Hollow water system for the NYSEG bill. And then park contractual, well, budget request, yes, we've got to sign these, right? I never have the originals. Budget transfer request number 58 for the Putnam Lake Park District, which is transferring funds from park contractual to park contractual special events. I'd like to move those budget transfers as read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mary, you're
Well,
up.
Okay, first item on my agenda are recreation requests from Mr. Machabaro. Right now, we don't have a cleaner, a steady cleaner at the recreation center, so we would like to extend the cleaning service that we used last month, Dialdo Enterprise, for the fee of $300 per week. This would go until the end of February, until a formal bid process is put out. So we are going to approve Dialdo Enterprise to finish the cleaning services at the rec center until the end of February 2019 at the fee of $300 per week. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Also over at the rec center, they're going to have an additional meeting for the senior social on January 29th, from 11 to 1 p.m. They want to call, the theme will be game day, and the seniors will be playing some Scrabble, some cards, and using the game tables. There'll be a $3 admission recommended to offset the costs associated with this. They'll have some coffee and a light lunch. I'd like to motion to approve January 29th from 11 to 1 to be game day for a senior social with a fee of $3 admission. So moved.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next item on my agenda is we have a new person for the Veterans Park Planning Board to fill the unexpired term of January 1st, 17 to 12/31/23. You're not retroactive back to that. So it would be from today up until 12/31/23. Margaret Kessman. Do you want to say hi, Margaret?
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret.
We interviewed Margaret last week, and we are motioning to put Margaret Kessman on the Veterans
Advisory Board.
Advisory Board, Park Advisory Board. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you in advance, Margaret.
Good luck.
And I'd like to make a motion to have executive session at the end of the meeting. So moved.
Don't think we needed a motion on
Oh,
that, but
sorry.
that's
I just wanted
fine.
to cover.
Other business, anybody have any other business?
I have a conference request form from a code enforcement officer to attend at the Westchester County Center Annual Conference for a fee of not to exceed $210. And there are several dates. There's one conference meeting a month, February, March, April, and May. So I'll make a motion that the town board approve the conference request form for Robert, not to exceed $210. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Are we doing this one from Trish? About the water?
We can.
Okay. I guess I'll make a we have a letter from our finance department recommending that we piggyback off of the bottled water bid from Rockland County. Prices were lower than the quotes that I've received by more than half, so the town will continue to save on our bottled water supply. Okay, let's see. What are we going to use here? Are we using... Bear with me, folks.
Yeah. WB Mason.
It's a WB Mason.
Second page, Charlie.
Second page, Charles.
Yep.
There we go. The contractor is WB Mason Company, Inc., out of Newburgh. So I'll make a motion that the town board approve using WB Mason of Newburgh, New York, for the bottled water for town hall in court. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. That's it.
Anyone else? Okay, I have two additional things. Sure you don't want to read this? Okay, so I would like to read something from our receiver of taxes. The town of Patterson receiver of taxes, Mary Delanoy, is proud to announce the acceptance of online electronic payments for the payment of taxes. Effective January 1st, 2019, found through the link on the Town of Patterson website at www.pattersonny.org, Receiver of Taxes webpage, taxpayers will have the ability to pay their taxes with a credit card, Visa only, debit card, or e-check. There will be an upfront convenience fee associated with the electronic payment. Please review the fee schedule listed on the webpage. You may also view and print the current tax bills and/or receipts. For payment history or further information, please contact Mary Delanoy, Receiver of Taxes, via email at receiver@pattersonny.org or by telephone at 845-878-9300, extension 18. I'd like to thank you, Mary. This is all part of Mary's implementing a new software program, which has brought us much farther up into the 21st century. So, thank you. 22nd century? Anyone? We also, I believe everybody has received this, the Association of Towns meeting is coming up. Is anybody planning on going?
Haven't looked at it.
Not this year.
Okay. Well, then I guess we are not going to have a delegate down there, so we don't have to worry about this.
We don't.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We'll save some money.
So we're down to public recognition. Does any member of the public wish to be heard?
Karen Powers from Patterson Library. There are just a couple of programs that I'd like to bring to the attention of the public. Getting and Staying Organized is a program that we're going to have on Saturday. That's this Saturday, January 12th at 1 p.m. And it's start the new year off
Excuse me.
organized and
What?
clutter-free.
One second. Could you take the mic out and hold it, because he's having trouble picking up the audio, and we want to get the programs because they're important.
Okay.
Thank you.
On Saturday, January 12th at 1 p.m., the library, Patterson Library, will be sponsoring a program called Getting and Staying Organized. It's really a New Year type of program. Start the new year off organized and clutter-free with tips and strategies for getting and staying organized with Colleen Ash of Ash Organizing. Learn what to keep, storage ideas, and more to help you take on your home. Once again, this coming Saturday, January 12th at 1 p.m. Then, our monthly film will take place on January 16th, and we are going to be showing Crazy Rich Asians, which is one of the 5 films that will be considered as the best film for 2018. And that's once again on Wednesday, January 16th at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.